Egypt was not just a place where people lived, it was a land where the physical world and the spiritual world blended together. To every Egyptian, the rising sun wasn't just morning, it was the god Ra traveling across the sky. The Nile wasn't just a river, it was a lifeline by the gods themselves. Every tree, every breeze, every stone had meaning. Pharaohs weren't just rulers, they were believed to chosen by gods to protect the world from chaos. People believed that if the pharaoh kept balance, the world would remain peaceful, but if he failed, darkness would swallow everything. This was Egypt, a place where humans walked with gods and every day felt like part of divine story. Inside the silent massive temple stood the real keepers of ancient knowledge, the priests. They did not just perform rituals, they studied the movement of stars, predicting floods and seasons with stunning accuracy. They make herbs to treat sickness, and some of their medical knowledge is still used today. They tracked the calendar, recording time within predictable precision, but the greatest power they held was spiritual. People trusted the priests to communicate with the gods, to protect them from evil, and to guide their souls after death. For thousands of years, priests guarded secrets that only they were allowed to know. Secret written on papyrus hidden in chambers, protected by silence, and many of those secrets remain lost even today. Egyptians did not fear death the way other civilizations did. To them, death was simply the beginning of a long journey, and the most important guide for that journey was the Book of the Dead. It wasn't a single book, it was a collection of spells, prayers, and instructions written on scrolls and tomb walls. These words told the soul how to cross dangerous pathways, how to pass through the lakes of fire, how to speak ancient passwords and guardian spirits, how to face the final trial, the waiting of heart. Imagine standing before the gods, your entire life judged in one moment. If your heart was heavy with guilt, lies, and cruelty, it was destroyed forever. But it was light and pure. You entered paradise. For Egyptians, living a good life meant earning a good eternity. To protect their eternal homes, ancient Egyptians wrote warning on tomb entrances. These warnings weren't just words, they were spiritual traps that to scare intruders. Some said death will come on swift wings to whoever disturbs in the rest. Others called down the angers of upon gods, grave robbers. For centuries, most people ignored the curses until the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922. Within months, several number of discovery team died in strange ways, illness, accident, and sudden fevers. Newspapers declared it the curse of the pharaoh. Scientists called it coincidence. But even today, millions believe the tombs still protect the secrets, whether real or legend. The fear remains. The pyramids are more than ancient monuments. They are masterpieces of human determination. Each stone weighs as much as a car. Yet, Egyptians moved them across miles of desert with nothing but teamwork, tools, and ingenuity. The alignment of the pyramids with stars is so precise that modern engineers still study it. Some chambers were built in hidden doors, some with shafts pointing to constellations believed to guide souls to heaven. Even today, no one agrees exactly how they were constructed, were ramps used, were thousands of workers pulling ropes day and night, or there was a technique we still haven't rediscovered. The pyramids almost feel like a message from the past, a message carved into stone, daring us to solve it. As time passed, pharaohs realized building pyramids only attracted grave robbers, so they hid their tombs in a silent, remote valley surrounded by cliffs where the sun set like a golden curtain. This place became the Valley of the Kings. Deep inside the mountains, workers carved long corridors and hidden chambers. Walls were painted with brilliant blues and golds, showing gods guiding the pharaoh to the afterlife. These tombs were never meant to seen by human eyes again. But despite all precautions, thieves still found many of them. Only a few remained untouched, waiting thousands of years for modern archaeologists to uncover their secrets. Among all Egyptian rulers, no one is more mysterious than Akhenaten. He changed Egyptian in ways no king ever had before. He closed temples, added traditions, and declared that Egypt had only one god, the sun disk Aten. People were shocked. Priests were furious. The entire kingdom was thrown into confusion. Even Akhenaten's appearance, his statues, is strange. Long face, narrow limbs, almost otherworldly. Some say he was a visionary, some say he was a madman, some even believe he tried to erase centuries of religion, build a new world. But his rule didn't last long. After his death, the old gods returned. His city was abandoned, leaving behind one of history's greatest mysteries. After the chaos of Akhenaten's rule, Egypt found stability under a young fragile king, Tutankhamun. He was only 9 years old when he took the throne, but even as a child, he made decisions that restored Egypt's traditions. He reopened temples, rebuilt sacred statues, and brought back the worship of the old gods. His reign was short, barely 9 years, and he died before reaching adulthood. But ironically, it was his early death that made him unforgettable. His tomb remained sealed, untouched, hidden beneath the sand until modern archaeologists uncovered it, and they found was the breathtaking golden treasures shining brighter than anything the world had ever seen. The boy who lived briefly became eternal. Even the greatest civilization eventually faced decline. Egypt was not different. After the thousands of power, foreign kingdoms began to rise. First came the Assyrians, then the Persians, then the Greeks under Alexander the Great, and finally the Romans. Each conquest weakened the old traditions, the temples lost their power, the ancient gods faded from memory, and slowly Egypt transformed into a land by outsiders. But even in decline, Egypt remembered a symbol of wisdom, beauty, and mystery. Its monuments continued to inspire even as the desert began to swallow them. Egypt's legacy did not end when its last pharaoh. Instead, it spread across the world. Its knowledge of astronomy influenced ancient Greece. Its medical techniques shaped early science. Its languages evolved into forms that scholars will study, and its architecture inspired buildings thousands of years later. But Egypt's greatest gift was not into pyramids or its gold or its temples. It was itself that life has purpose, that the soul matters, the truth was must be protected, and that even after death, something greater awaits. Today, when we look at the pyramids, the statues, the mummies, and the ancient writings, we are not just looking at history, we are looking at a civilization that tried of understand the meaning of existence itself. This is why Egypt still lives, not as a memory, but as a timeless wonder. And the silence of the desert, its secret still whispered, waiting for them world to listen them.